In this lecture, I'll be discussing about binary phase shift keying BPSK. It's a coherent phase shift keying method. Coherent method, as you have studied, in which the incoming signal's phase information is known at the receiver. That is, at the receiver, the local oscillator generates a carrier wave which is in synchronism with the carrier wave used at the transmitter. So in BPSK, as its name tells, the message symbols used are 1 and 0. So that message symbols are represented as M1 is equal to 1 and M2 is equal to 0. So the total number of message symbols available in BPSK are M is equal to, capital M is equal to 2. And corresponding to these message symbols 1 and 0, the BPSK modulator transmitting signals are represented by S1 of t and S2 of t. So S1 represents 1 and S2 represents 0. In PSK modulation, phase shift keying modulation, the phase of the carrier is varied in accordance with the message signal. So for that, the carrier signal is generally represented as C of t is equal to A cos 2 pi Fc into t plus phi. A is the amplitude of the carrier, Fc is the frequency of the carrier, and phi is the phase of the carrier. In PSK modulation, amplitude and frequency of the carrier is fixed. Only the phase is changed according to the message signal. So in BPSK, for transmitting the symbol 1, we are taking phi as 0, and for transmitting the symbol 0, phi is equal to pi. Next, we are going to substitute the values of phi in the expression of the carrier signal. Then we will get the symbols S1 of t and S2 of t. So here we are substituting the values of phi in the expression of the carrier signal. So S1 of t is equal to A cos 2 pi Fc into t, and S2 of t is equal to A cos 2 pi Fc into t plus pi. So cos theta plus 180 represents minus cos theta. So it can be represented as minus A cos 2 pi Fc into t. So both these signals are over the interval 0 less than or equal to t less than or equal to tb. tb represents the bit duration. Here S1 is for transmitting the symbol 1 and S2 for transmitting the symbol 0. So for in this expression, the A can be, the amplitude of the signal is represented in terms of energy per bit, EB. So you have to calculate this A in terms of EB. So next is we are calculating the amplitude of the signals S1 of t and S2 of t. So for that, we are calculating energy of the signal EB of S1 of t as integral 0 to tb S1 of t the whole square dt, S1 square of t dt. So this can be represented as integral 0 to tb S1 of t is A cos 2 pi Fc into t. Substitute here integral 0 to tb A square cos square 2 pi Fc into t dt. Then using the expression cos square theta, that is equal to 1 plus cos 2 theta divided by 2. Substitute here. So this expression cos square 2 pi Fc into t becomes 1 plus cos 4 pi Fc into t divided by 2. So by applying here, EB is equal to A square by 2 integral 0 to tb 1 plus cos 4 pi Fc into t dt. Then integrating separately, this integral becomes EB is equal to A square by 2 when integrating 1 dt. Integral 1 dt, it is t over the interval 0 to tb, it is tb. So it is tb plus when integrating cos 4 pi Fc into t over the full bit duration, it will result as 0. So EB is equal to A square by 2 into tb plus 0. So that is A square by 2 into tb. From this, we will get the expression of A, amplitude of the signals. A is equal to root of 2 EB by tb. So substitute the value of A in the expression S1 of t and S2 of t. So you will get S1 of t and S2 of t as S1 of t is equal to root of 2 EB by tb cos 2 pi Fc into t over the interval 0 less than or equal to t less than or equal to tb, and S2 of t as minus root of 2 EB divided by tb cos 2 pi Fc into t over the interval 0 less than or equal to t less than or equal to tb. So in coherent binary PSK systems, the pair of signals S1 of t and S2 of t used to represent the symbols 1 and 0 respectively, and That is defined as S1 of t is equal to root of 2EB divided by TB cos 2 pi FC into T. S2 of t is equal to minus root of 2EB divided by TB cos 2 pi FC into T. To ensure that each transmitted bit contains an integral number of cycles of carrier wave, the carrier frequency Fc is represented as Nc divided by Tb for some fixed integer Nc. That is for the bit duration, it contains Nc number of carrier wave in that bit duration. A pair of sinusoidal signals S1 of t and S2 of t that differ only in relative phase shift of 180 degrees are referred to as antipodal signals. So here S1 of t and S2 of t are differ by 180 degree. So these S1 of t and S2 of t are known as antipodal signals. Next we are going to represent this S1 of t and S2 of t in a constellation diagram. For that we have to find the orthonormal basis function to represent S1 of t and S2 of t. So for that we are using the GSO procedure. According to GSO procedure, the number of basis functions n less than or equal to number of possible transmitted signals m. Here m is equal to 2 and n will be less than or equal to 2. If n is equal to capital M here is possible only when the signals are independent. Here S1 of t, S2 of t is equal to minus S1 of t. So that means they are dependent. So n should be less than m. Capital N will be less than m. So here m is equal to 2. So n possibly be 1. So we can calculate how many n's will be here according to the GSO procedure. So in the case of BPSK, there will be only one basis function phi 1 of t according to this rule. So we can calculate phi 1 of t and phi 2 of t according to GSO procedure. From that we can find what is the value of phi 1 and phi 2. If they exist or not. So for calculating phi 1 of t, we represent it as S1 of t. Phi 1 of t is equal to S1 of t divided by root EB. So S1 of t is equal to root of 2 EB divided by TB cos 2 pi FC into T divided by root of EB. So cancelling root EB here, we will get phi 1 of t as root of 2 by TB cos 2 pi FC into T. And if we calculate phi 2 of t, we will get 0. So that is according to that rule, n is less than or equal to m. So here m is equal to 2, n will be 1. That is only phi 1 of t results. Only one orthonormal basis function results here. So we can represent S1 of t and S2 of t in terms of phi 1 of t as S1 of t is equal to root EB phi 1 of t. So phi 1 of t is root of 2 by TB cos 2 pi FC into t. S1 of t is actually S1 of t is root of 2 EB divided by TB cos 2 pi FC into t. So here root of 2 by TB cos 2 pi FC into t is phi 1 of t. So we can represent S1 of t as root EB phi 1 of t over the interval 0 less than or equal to t less than or equal to TB. Then accordingly S2 of t is equal to minus root EB phi 1 of t over the interval 0 less than or equal to t less than or equal to TB. Since phi 1 of t is an orthonormal basis function, integral 0 to TB phi 1 of t the whole square dt is equal to 1. Phi 1 square of t dt is equal to 1. That we had already studied. A coherent BPSK system can be characterized by having a signal space that is one-dimensional, n is equal to 1, with signal constellation consisting of two message points, m is equal to 2. That we have seen in earlier slides. So for representing that message points in the constellation diagram, we have to find the coordinates of the message points. So that is S11 and S21 that we have to find. So because n is equal to 1 and m is equal to 2, we have two coordinates S11 and S21. So S11 can be calculated as integral 0 to TB S1 of t into phi 1 of t dt. So by integrating, substituting S1 of t here, that is root of 2 EB divided by TB phi 1 of t, root EB into phi 1 of t into phi 1 of t dt. So root EB into integral 0 to TB phi 1 square of t dt. So integral 0 to TB phi 1 square of t dt will be 1 according to orthonormal basis function. So S11 becomes plus root EB. Then S21 is equal to integral 0 to TB S2 of t phi 1 of t dt. S2 of t is minus root EB phi 1 of t. So minus root EB into phi 1 square of t dt. From that minus root EB is taken outside the integral 0 to TB phi 1 square of t dt. That is 1 according to orthonormal basis function. So S21 becomes minus root EB. Next we can represent this S11 and S21 in orthonormal basis signal constellation graph. This shows the signal space diagram for coherent binary PSK system. As we said, it has only one orthonormal basis function phi 1 of t, so that's why it's a one-dimensional system. So we have only one axis. Here we are representing the message coordinates. First message coordinate corresponding to 1. It is represented by root EB, and the other message coordinate that is correspond to 0, it is represented by minus root EB. So for transmitting the bit 1, we are transmitting root EB into phi 1 of t, and for transmitting the bit 0, we are transmitting minus root EB into phi 1 of t. Okay, then we are setting a threshold at 0. Then from 0 to infinity it is marked as region 1, and from 0 to minus infinity to 0 it is marked as region 2. So at the receiver, based on this region, we can determine whether the received signal is 1 or 0. So if it is if the received signal is in between 0 to infinity, it is represented as, it is taken as 1, and if the received signal is between minus infinity to 0, it is taken as 0. And this waveforms shows the transmitted signals S1 of t and S2 of t with NC is equal to 2. So NC is the number of carrier cycles in that bit duration TB. So here it is 2 carrier signals. So this is S1 of t and this is S2 of t. S1 of t is root TB phi 1 of t, and S2 of t is minus root TB phi 1 of t. Okay, so that is about BPSK. Thank you.